Nessa girl, I wanted to just hit you with some straight talk from the hip. Now this has been on my mind and it's been bothering me, and I knew I had to speak about it this morning when I woke up because it was on my heart. I don't know why as of yesterday I just been in a shitty mood when it comes to these social issues. But I am livid about this notion of arming teachers with firearms in order to protect our children from mass shootings. It is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. For number one, let's just have some real truths and conversations that a bitch ain't able to have on live television. For one, bitch, I'm a school teacher, okay? I got 2 kids at home, and now you want me to motherfucking jump in front of a bullet for your kids? Girl, you got me fucked up. That's number one. Number two, when I went down to Florida State and got my degree in education to teach, them hoes ain't teach me nothing about fucking bearing arms, being no goddamn Army Ranger, or least of all, being a damn police officer. If I wanted to sign up for shoot 'em up, kill, I would have went down to the Army and been all that I could be. But instead of being that all that I could be, I chose to be a teacher. Okay, that's number two. Number three, bitch. I don't even know what number 3 is, but I'm just gonna keep talking and saying numbers because that's the way I know how to do. But let's explore this real quick. Teachers are already grossly underpaid across the nation. They are already grossly underpaid, having to buy school supplies, so on and so forth. It's already a thankless job. Now you want to add law enforcement to my resume in order to make you and yours feel safe about y'all kids? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but for the parents who support this, I think you're being 100% selfish because you are only thinking about the well-being of your child. But as a teacher, I already come to school every day and do more parenting to your children than I do to my own. I miss my kids' PTA meetings because I'm at your kids' PTA meetings. I miss all my child's special moments because I'm helping your child with theirs. And now on top of that, you want me to run the risk of leaving my children motherless by being a goddamn Army Ranger on behalf of you and your kids? Bitch, I don't think so. Not for no motherfucking $40,000 a year. You, Trump, and your poor defenseless kids got the game fucked up. That's number one. That's just true tea. And that's the shit that educators cannot get on TV and say, bitch, fuck you. Fuck you. You want me to jump in front of a bullet or sign some papers that say I'm going to jump in front of a bullet and potentially leave my kids motherless to protect all of y'all kids for $40-something thousand a year? Girl, go fuck yourself. Okay? Number two I want to address. Giving people pistols and pea shooters is not going to change anything if the motherfucker at the door got an AK-47, okay? I found a lot of people on this Stoneman Douglass thing going mad saying, if only this deputy would have jumped in, if only this deputy wasn't hiding. Let me tell you one thing, and this is what I need you to do. Before you go in and let have on this deputy, I need you to put yourself in his shoes. Bitch, you hear a barrage of bullets coming from you don't know what damn direction, and you got a damn single shooting ass pistol, bodies and shit dying all over the place, people falling, and in your mind, you or maybe you and one other person are the only 2 armed people on campus. Be for real with yourself, bitch. Is you finna run out there in the middle of chaos, in the middle of all that unknown, and try to battle an AK-47 with your pea shooter? I think not. I just, it's funny because I understand that people lost their lives. This is a tragedy. People are hurting and people want answers. But I just think it's real fucked up for the people who are hurting, who through they hurt, they probably can't think rational, and to everybody else out there to just want people to so freely put their life on the line. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Self-preservation is the #1 tenet of life, okay? It is called survival. We are not biologically programmed to throw ourselves in the middle of harm's way. So that man made a rational ass decision. He was like, okay, it wasn't 1 or 2 bad apples out there playing cops and robbers with one another with guns that I could combat effectively. That motherfucker had an AK-47. He was like, fuck that bitch. I got kids and a goddamn family to go home to. And just like you don't want your kids, just like you want your kids to come home every day after school, that lady want her husband to come home every day after school, and them kids want their parents. So y'all, the answer is not finding good Americans who are willing to carry guns and jump in front of bullets. Because I'm telling you, when it's time to put the goddamn pedal to the metal, you got a bitch out there like me with a goddamn uniform on, bitch. I'm going to the teacher's parking lot and getting in my damn car, and I'm going to throw that motherfucking gun on the sidewalk, and any one of you hoes want to volunteer to shoot them, by all means, here you go, bitch. I'm giving the gun and the bullets to students and everything. Because what? Bitch, I didn't sign up to be... Listen, quiet as a skip. Half the people who sign up for to be police officers, bitch, they ain't signing up to be playing cops and robbers with people. They signing up to get them good pensions and write tickets. And that's just true tea. Okay? Majority of the people who go to the army, bitch, they ain't going to protect and serve. They going because they ain't have nowhere else to go. And that's just true tea. And the benefits is good. So all this expecting people to lay their lives on the line, I'm not with it. I find it odd that the government, those in charge, the rich white men, they're proposing everything other than let's take these semi-automatic weapons off the market. Here's my thing. And this is just my former accountant hat and my PR hat twerking. For one, from a PR perspective, you would think that the government and the NRA both, simply for the sake of pacifying the American public, would pass some sort of vanity legislation. Some legislation that don't even mean shit, as most of it, just to make us feel better. An example of a piece of vanity legislation would be if you're buying a pistol or a pea shooter, it's whatever the wait period. It's what's it, a 78-hour, 48-hour wait period. If you're buying an AK-47, it's a 90-day wait period. Okay, at the end of the day, that's still putting weapons in the hands of the people, but at least it tricks us dumb sheep following Americans to think, whoo, they care about us and they're doing something. My question is, the NRA and the government officials that they've got bought are so hell-bent on not passing any kind of legislation to, circumvent or ban these kind of weapons. How many of these goddamn weapons are y'all selling to the damn general public that it's that profitable that you're willing to fight for? Now listen, I'm from Miami, live in Atlanta, and I know a shitload of people with guns, right? Matter of fact, we went down to the club the other night. My homegirl couldn't get in. She was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go back to my car to put my gun in my glove." But I didn't even know she was somebody who toted a gun. And I'm okay with people who tote guns discreetly, like this particular young lady. I can assure you, none of the thousands of people I know own AK-47s. That's number one. Number two, for those who want the right to bear arms, I totally get it. I respect it. I'm just still trying to understand what real life application an AK-47 has other than war. And last time I checked, just the likelihood of a war going on at your front door is just very slim to none. And if you one of those people that feel that you gotta arm yourself with an AK-47 in the event of all world calamity and the world coming to an end right in your backyard, then I think you the person that we need to be doing extra mental screening on. I just don't get it. I'm also of the belief, because bitch, I know the kind of school I went to, bitch. You don't want certain demographics of students around that many loaded guns. I'm just telling you, because these kids already know how to shoot guns from the gangs and from the bad neighborhoods and stuff. And now, instead of getting into a fight and carrying on. They're going to be trying to get a hold of the teachers' guns because they know they got them. Secondly, I just don't trust that many damn grown people who are overworked, underpaid, and stressed out having weapons around my kids. As bad as these kids is, as bad as y'all parents coming out to the school cussing these teachers the fuck out, my personal belief, I don't have no statistics to back it, but I do believe that if that was to happen, you're going to have a whole lot of dead motherfucking parents and dead badass kids out to these schools because these teachers in a fit of rage is going to turn to these guns and shoot up the goddamn place. And the last point that I want to make is there are lots of places that we go who are armed, with armed guards, armed police officers, so on and so forth, and tragedy still strikes. Listen, I am not trying to marginalize nor minimalize what happened with these school shootings. But I don't think arming teachers is the answer, because although it is starting to happen in more frequency, and I don't mean for this to sound insensitive, still looking at the statistical data, it is still highly unlikely or not probable that it is going to happen at this school, at that school. These school shootings are much like plane crashes. Yes, they happen. Yes, it is possible that they can happen again. Yes, it is foreseeable that there will be another one. But the likelihood is still very small. And while the frequency is still increasing, and we're starting to see more of them than we've seen in past years, when you divide the amount of school shootings that have happened by the amount of schools in the U.S., the probability is still very small that it will happen to your kid. And you know, and that's just the numbers of it all. We've got to step out of our emotions for 1 second and just look at the statistical data. Now, the last point that I want to make is we have all been to clubs, sporting events, parades, so on and so forth, where violence and stuff still happens in the midst of people being armed. Like, I just don't think being armed is the answer. Because again, if I'm an officer and I hear military grade weapons, you really think I'm finna run in front of the school and go pow, pow, pow? Bitch, you stupid as fuck if you think so. And number two, how many bitches done got bopped in the mouth, shot up outside of clubs, concerts, parades, sporting events, and we know that there are police officers all up and down the street with guns? Listen, all it takes for tragedy to strike is opportunity, a small window of opportunity. So no, I think a more foolproof way of making sure people don't get shot up at damn schools with semi-automatic weapons is to take them shits off the goddamn street. Y'all teachers, one thing about y'all, I appreciate y'all. Y'all are overworked and underpaid, and it don't look like this country's gonna do anything about it no time soon. But don't y'all let them girls con y'all into carrying guns. I'm not for it, and if don't nobody love you and support your funky Dineva Ross does. Y'all drop that in the comments and let me know what you think about this one, and be sure to like and subscribe if you like these conversations, so you can have a phone call with me, girl, and pick up the phone every time I call so we can discuss some more of these social teas. It's Wednesday, our makeup day, so I think we're gonna talk some more social issues, and I might see if I can squeeze some Black Ink Crew in here for y'all girls so we can be all caught up by tomorrow. Anyway, that's the girl. I'll call you later. Bye.